Specifically, he said that you could go play the game. It's already there. Why would I want to try to do that? I want to do something like this. So we have him right here, and I posted this, and I had no idea that it was going to go like basically viral. It's going viral. I mean, there's still people commenting on it. It's getting quote tweeted like crazy. It's getting liked like crazy. It's been a mixed bag, and you should see some of the reactions to it. It's pretty crazy. But here's the video right here. Resident Evil, guys. I want to talk about this a little bit because, well, we got got controversy again, like there never isn't any controversy when it comes to existing IP and everything. But obviously, when it comes to Resident Evil, the new trailer was released. They had a little panel for Resident Evil. It wasn't a big panel, but they had a panel. It was fine. And then, of course, naturally, if you guys saw the trailer, which I'm going to bring up right now because I figured, like, there is something pretty interesting about this trailer, which I really like, which naturally...
Hey, man, I got to be 7.
We're following this guy right here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Anybody order a kidney or liver or whatever this is? Anybody? It seems like it's kind of important.
Hey, you got time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up for
It's outside the zone, so it pays double.
I could do that.
So this trailer really showed, like, okay, this is who we're following when it comes to this movie.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry. The signal sucks here. Can you hear me?
I'm going to stay with Katie for a bit, I think.
Michelle, please do not go stay with freaking
girlfriend
Katie.
problems.
I also hurt my feelings that you don't even care enough to come home and have this
Driving
conversation.
in the snow.
I'm working.
It's never fun.
This could be some 8-year-old boy's heart or someone's mom's
And then
brain.
this happens, which is not good. Look at that. You guys notice that? Okay, so while he's driving, it's kind of interesting because everything looks normal. I don't know if this was for the trailer or what. But then again, maybe I'm looking more into this, that maybe it's kind of... But look at how red everything is. Everything just turns red. Now you could just be like, oh yeah, the brake lights. The brake lights are lit up because he stopped. Okay, well, why would it be lit up? Like, why would it be so red everywhere else? I think that's a choice because now it's like, oh yeah, welcome to the video game. You are now in the video game, sir. You are in a video game. You have to survive the night because of fucking zombies. You got to find weapons. You got to do everything. I think this was kind of like, if this is actually in the movie, Zack Cregger was like, okay, this is the moment where you enter the video game. That's why everything looks red outside. Okay, yeah, sure, it might be because of the brake lights. Fine, but this doesn't seem like that was a choice. It could just be something from the trailer. Maybe I'm looking way too into it. I don't know. I like to think that this was definitely a choice. Because, obviously, look how red everything is. Obviously, yes, they're showing, like, credits. But, yeah, sure, it could be because of the brake light. It's just, I think that it was, like, it was a choice from Zack Cregger to be like, you have now entered the game, sir.
Hello?
Hello?
There's an emergency here. I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Hi, you've reached Michelle. Leave a message.
Hey, baby, I'm really sorry that we got disconnected earlier. Some things have happened, and I can't get a hold of police. Bullets. Could you just call me back on this number, please? I love you.
Easter egg. Easter egg. The typewriter. Even I know that the Resident Evil has like a known typewriter. Yeah, so that's an Easter egg right there. Again, what Zack Cregger is trying to do is like, yeah, I'm not trying to do a one-to-one adaptation, but I'm trying to be like, here's a story that plays out like a video game, and I'm going to have a whole bunch of Easter eggs for you Resident Evil fans. We're going to be searching for ammo. We're going to be going around just like you would in a video game. You're going to see something in the distance like you're seeing right there, and like, oh shit, time to load up. The build-up in this trailer
that has happened in this town transpired in a matter of hours. You've got no idea what you've got there in your hands.
Where was it going again?
Raccoon City General.
Hey, no sweat.
Shay Hayton. Hey, he worked with another Zack. And now we got this video right here. We got this video from the panel at Comic-Con, Zack Cregger. Now, I saw this and I was like, good on you, Zack. Good on you. I like what he had to say right here because, you know, he's already said before that he's not trying to do a one-to-one adaptation that's been done. Or, you know, specifically, he said that you could go play the game. It's already there. Why would I want to try to do that? I want to do something like this. So we have him right here. And I posted this, and I had no idea that it was going to go like basically viral. It's going viral. I mean, there's still people commenting on it. It's getting quote tweeted like crazy. It's getting liked like crazy. It's been a mixed bag, and you should see some of the reactions to it. It's pretty crazy. But here's the video right here. So here we go right here on the panel. So here's what he has to say right here.
This movie doesn't take place in the 90s when Resident Evil 2 came out. And it does take place in the snow. It takes place in the snow in 2026. That's why he has an iPhone. And because I took liberties to tell a story I wanted to tell and make the movie look the way I wanted to make it look. I am not doing exactly a one-for-one Resident Evil 2, adaptation. Like there are differences between this movie and the game. So I just want to acknowledge that. I don't think it makes the movie any worse. I think it looks really fucking cool to have a horror movie set in the snow. It's just I don't see enough of those. I like it a lot. So the snow, it's an aesthetic decision. It's just an aesthetic decision. If the barrier of entry is whether I do a one-for-one port, then I guess then in that regard, I have failed. But I think the movie is stronger for it.
Well, it's stunning. They hired.
Yes. So people got upset about that. And partially probably because I made a little quote because I kind of broke it down. And what I put right there, I put, listen, Resident Evil snobs, I love this shit and I wanted to make it my way. Deal with it. That's what I kind of made it. So probably I didn't help Zack Cregger a little bit by kind of breaking it down like that. But at the same time, that's the way I kind of looked at it because he said it like so many times where it's like, hey guys, this is not a one-for-one adaptation. Get over it. And it's funny seeing the reactions while people were like, what are you talking about? Snobs? Resident Evil snobs? You mean Resident Evil fans? No, I mean snobs. Because fans have turned into snobs. I've said this before. It just happens, okay? I've talked about this from the very fandom that I was a voice in, that I'm not really a voice in, I guess, anymore. I kind of am. I don't know if I am anymore, but I'm talking about the Snyder fandom. I've talked about the snobbery that is within the Snyder fandom after the Snyder Cut came out. Of course, you have the crazies who are just crazy and delusional and all that kind of stuff. Those guys love me, I tell you what. But then you have the people who just moved on and just kind of went like, okay, new DCU is not for me. I'm not going to talk about it, or I'm going to give it a shot and be optimistic. There's those ones, which is a majority. But then you have this snobbery. There's a snobbery. Like, how do you expect me to appreciate a new DC universe when my universe was not completed? Stuff like that. Because we've turned into snobs. Social media has turned fandoms into snobs. There's nobody that can just, no matter what, if you're going to take on an IP, guess what? You're going to have fans. You're going to have fans that are just going to be like, fuck this. I don't want it. If you're not doing what I want, then this should not be canceled, boycott. We're going to do all that. That's just the way it is, but thankfully there's a lot of people that, like myself, that I go like, oh, okay. So Zack Cregger, I mean, I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, but he's gonna take the approach like this. He's gonna do a story within the story, and I kind of like that approach because I even think about that sometimes when I'm thinking about some other stories, whether it be comic book or even like if you had an existing movie, like what would a story like certain like this kind of story if it took place during Independence Day in 1996? I always thought there's always could be those alternate stories when the bigger story is in the background. I always think like, oh, that's pretty creative. That's why I kind of dig what Zack Cregger is doing right here. But the fact of the matter is, fans are snobs now. And when I had people going like, Resident Evil snobs? You mean Resident Evil fans? I'm like, no. You are acting snobby because no matter what, you were probably going to hate whomever was going to take your precious IP. They were never going to do it right. And let's face it, video game adaptations don't have a good track record. It's also kind of funny, too, when I see these people also in my mentions go, oh, here we go, another Resident Evil flop. I will give you the last Resident Evil. I forgot what it's called. The last Resident Evil that was released. Yeah, that one didn't do well. It was released during the pandemic, which is kind of funny if you think about it. That movie sucked, and that movie didn't do well. But I hate to tell you folks, and this is coming from somebody who thinks Paul W.S. Anderson is kind of a hack director. His Resident Evil movies made money. That's why there's 7 of them. Because they were made for cheap, and there was an audience for them, okay? When it comes to Paul W.S. Anderson, I've said time and time again, Event Horizon, excellent. Mortal Kombat 1995, love it. I'll even give him the first Resident Evil movie, but after the first Resident Evil movie, yeah, I even started going, what the fuck is this? And then everything else he made has been shit as well. But his Resident Evil movies made money. Low budgets, good returns. That's why they made like 6 or 7 of them. I don't even know how many they made. But yeah, when people were like, no, the Resident Evil flop, I'm like, what? The franchise has been pretty damn profitable since, 2001? Relax, people. Zack Cregger took some, and then, of course, people are like, well, why do they have to? They're just using the name. It's like, yeah, fine, they're using the name. But what's wrong with doing something different? What's wrong with doing something different? Like, yeah, maybe he's been so fed up and he got a little worked up. And he's been worked up because he's seen the noise online. And maybe after that panel, he probably would have, maybe he was like, shit, maybe I went a little too hard on that. Maybe that could have been the case, but hey, he's making the movie that he wanted to make. And he is going to, I've even bookmarked some of these people that are like, it's going to flop, flop, flop. And I'm like, I'm willing to bet that this movie doesn't flop, that it actually does pretty well at the box office. Then again, who knows? I could be wrong. It's going to be interesting to see that because just like this is what's happening with Curry Barker in a sense, because this is Zack Cregger's 3rd movie and it's an IP movie, a recognizable IP movie with already a fan base that he's making his own. Curry Barker, after his next original movie that comes out, that will probably do gangbusters as well, the movie after that, he's doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So his 3rd movie is also going to be an existing IP with an existing fan base. You better believe that whatever decisions he tries to make, guess what? Not my not my Leatherface. Just like these guys are going, not my Resident Evil. Where's my Leon? Where are the characters? Huh? Where's Jill? Why can't I have my characters? Why can't I have my storyline? This is why AI is going to win, folks. This is why AI is going to win, okay? Because the people who are running AI and even AI itself is going, yeah, just think, in about 10 years, probably less, everybody that is always like, not my Superman, not my Batman, not my Avengers, not my X-Men, not my Resident Evil, not my Blade Runner. Everybody's going to say that. You're going to be able to have AI feed you exactly what you want. And you're probably still going to bitch about it. You're going to be sitting in your freaking recline chair like all the fat people in WALL-E, and you're going to be fed. You're going to be fed your Snyderverse, your Burtonverse, your Reevesverse, all the spin-offs you want while you just munch on snacks. But this is why AI is just going to be, this is what it's going to be. Because instead of just like being open and optimistic about someone else's vision of the IP or the franchise that you like so much, you're just going to immediately just no. Anyways, that's what I wanted to fucking rant about right now. Because I honestly thought, I actually liked the fact that he was like, guys, this is what I'm fucking making. Deal with it. It's what we're doing. But it's funny because I have a feeling that his Resident Evil movie is probably going to be the better one of all of them. And maybe I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to go and try to be as open as possible for this movie. But